Welcome to Total Media's coverage of the 2024 general election. My name is Pete Wilson, and I'm the editor of the Telegram newspaper, which is part of Total Media. I'm here in the Total Media John Pelletier studio to bring you all the local election returns that come in from Jackson County. This evening, our main job will be to announce the election returns from Jackson County and Vinton County, and we're going to do that just as soon as we have those results. Telegram multimedia journalist Jeremiah Shaver is joining me here in Jackson County, along with our silent but very important partner, Hayden Milliken, who is manning our production board and making sure this broadcast runs the way it should. In Vinton County, our longtime radio colleague and veteran Telegram staffer, Red Thompson Jr., will be doing double duty, reporting for both the newspaper and the radio. We'll be hearing from Red very soon for a rundown on the lineup in Vinton County. What we plan to do tonight is file reports every 15 minutes. In between, we'll have some breaks, music or whatever. But every 15 minutes, we guarantee you, we will report where we stand on the election. We'll give you the returns that have come in and review the returns that we reported previously, and also look at the election in general. As I speak now, it is just past 8 a.m., and this constitutes our first report. Thus, the way we're planning it, our second report will be at 8:15 p.m., the third at 8:30 p.m., and so on until the final results are known and delivered to you over our airwaves. All across Ohio, the polls are now closed. That was at 7:30 p.m. So we expect to get our first returns almost anytime. So stay tuned. Normally, these days, we only get 2 reports. We can't predict when the first will happen, but we expect it to be pretty soon. The first batch of returns from the Jackson County Board of Elections could come within the next 30 minutes if the past several years' experience plays out. As for the complete results, it's anybody's guess. However long it takes, we will be here until we get those final results. They're received, and then we announce them for you. In conjunction with our radio broadcast on 96.7 FM and on the Total Media app, there is also live video coverage in sync with the radio. Perhaps you're seeing it right now. This can be accessed, if you want to go that route, on the Facebook pages of the Telegram News, the Jeremiah Shaver News Personality page, the Total Media Main Street and TV Facebook pages, and the Total Media YouTube channel. I earnestly provide the audience with this warning, and this goes from Pete, Jeremiah, and Red. We all have faces better suited for the radio. As for tonight's election in Jackson County, it's going to be relatively quiet as far as the number of contests are concerned. However, it doesn't make the results any less important, because 9 different officials are going to be elected to help lead county government starting in 2025. There are 9 county government offices on the ballot in this cycle in Jackson County, but unusually, there are no contested races. However, on the ballot in Jackson County, there are a variety of tax issues and other issues on some of the local ballots throughout the county, and we will be reporting on those issues and those votes. For example, there is an income tax in the city of Jackson, which is very important. Also, countywide, there are issues for electric and natural gas aggregation. Those are on the ballots in all townships in Jackson County. We'll explain a little bit more about that later. In Vinton County, as we head to the north, the most interest is focused on the 3 contested races through county government offices. Those are Common Pleas Judge, the January 2 Commissioner's term, and the January 3 Commissioner's term. Because our local listeners also have an interest on races that are beyond our local borders, we are going to strive to keep up on the progress of the contest for U.S. President. Everybody wants to know about that one. United States Senate, the Ohio Supreme Court, U.S. Congress, and State Representative. Jeremiah is taking on the monitoring of these races through the Ohio Secretary of State's website and whatever link he can get on the internet to help us keep up. As always, our coverage can be heard on WKOV Radio 96.7 on the FM dial as well as on the internet through the Total Media app. Immediately after the results are known, we will be posting them on the Telegram's website. You can access that at www.thetelegram.news.com, and also the Telegram's Facebook page. On the newspaper side, we will follow up with more in-depth coverage in Saturday's print edition. Because of print deadlines, we can't get any results in the election in our print edition. However, once again, we'll have results online tonight or tomorrow morning. On Wednesday, also, listeners on Total Media can hear summary reports on the local election results on the newscast throughout the day delivered by Matt McKee. Also, Total Media has Main Street TV, and tomorrow morning's show at 9 a.m. will include a report on the election results and a related discussion with, as always, Main Street TV host Jennifer Radcliffe. Now we're going to go to Jeremiah Shaver. We promised you some results from these races that are beyond Jackson County, talking about everything from U.S. President on down. And we already know that we have some results to pass on. Nothing locally yet, but Jeremiah can give you some numbers on some of these other races. If you're ready, sir.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I was getting a message from Jim Milliken there, sir. They said they are working on getting us something.
Okay.
So hopefully that means early in office and absentee, I would think. Usually they send 2 reports. There's early in office votes, and then they send us a final report at the end of the night. So hopefully
that sounds promising.
Those.
Sounds promising.
Yeah, that's why I definitely wanted to see. He's typing again here, so hopefully that means we'll get something to our email shortly. But you were talking about the statewide races. I do have pulled up here. Let me refresh because it's been a second. This is the U.S. Senator race, and we're going to break down those numbers for you. And I'm just going to run down the list starting at the top. Sherrod Brown has 946,788 votes, and then Bernie Moreno has 806,468 votes, and then Don Kissick has 42,617 votes in that particular race, Pete. And then you also wanted me to touch on the Supreme Court, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So let me load this real quick and refresh it for you. So in the Supreme Court, there's three different ones, correct? You have the Justice of Supreme Court, and it's the term commencing January 1st, 2025. You have Michael Donnelly with 870,876 votes, and then you have Megan Shanahan with 846,635 votes. And then in the other race, you have the Justice for Supreme Court. This is the term commencing January 2nd, 2025. Joseph T. Teeter with 843,409 votes. Melanie Stewart with 880,554 votes. And then in the Justice of the Supreme Court, the unexpired term ending December 31st, 2026, Lisa Forbes with 883,953 votes, and Daniel Hawkins with 846,165 votes. So that is for that particular race.
All right. Well, very good. Okay. I looked at the iPhone here and can give you a little bit of insight on the presidential race. This is about a real in-depth study, but we can tell you that in the early going, according to projections on the national map, we'll call this unofficial, but I am looking at a site that's supposed to know. It looks like that former President Trump has been declared the winner in such states as Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, Tennessee, Alabama and Mississippi, Florida and South Carolina, and Oklahoma, and is leading in Georgia and Texas. Those are 2 biggies. Kamala Harris, the vice president, has been declared the winner in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and is leading in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, and North Carolina. And of course, remember that on those ones where we say someone's leading, that is early. All those votes has not been counted. As a matter of fact, where they say somebody is going to be the winner, those votes are not final, but there's enough votes in that the experts, these projectors, feel it's safe to call that state for that particular candidate. So we'll be following the presidential race as well. So back to the format. We've been told, and we've already got a text from Jim Milliken, the elections administrator at the Jackson County Elections Board, that they are working on giving us a report on the first round of votes from Jackson County. These should be, if past practice continues, all the early in-person votes and the absentee votes that have come in. There might be a few absentee votes that have not come in because they could have been mailed in as late as Sunday night or even dropped off today. But it will be most of the early votes. The second batch we get, that's the one that we may have to wait on. That is the rest of them, which is basically everybody that voted today. And Jeremiah, I know that we've received unofficial reports, but reliable, I think, that even though the early in-person votes and the absentee votes went through the roof 8,000 plus in Jackson County. That's 40% of the electorate.
Good turnout.
We've heard that the turnout is major in Jackson County today at all three sites, which of course are Wellston High School, Jackson High School, and the Madison Jefferson Bingo Hall.
That's right. I will say I stopped out early this morning after the polls opened at Jackson High School at the field house, and I watched for about an hour, and it was just a rotating door there, Pete, at the field house. People coming and going, and I think that's a good sign.
Right, absolutely. The more people vote, the greater percentage are making these very important decisions about who our leaders are going to be. Once again, that first report, we're going to take a break here in just a minute. When we come back, who knows, we may have those first votes from Jackson County. Also, we're going to be joined by Red Thompson Jr. up in Vinton County to give us kind of like a preview up there. And if we don't have results from Jackson County, we'll kind of let you know what is on the ballot here for those folks who may be unacquainted with that. But once again, the bottom line is we will be here until all the votes are in. We'll be doing reports at least every 15 minutes. We've been on about 15 minutes on this one already. But we will take a break, and then we will come back. Let's see, it is 8:15 now, I believe, 8:14. We will come back at 8:30 p.m. with our next report of election reports from both Jackson and Vinton County. So this is Pete Wilson along with Jeremiah Shaver, Hayden Milliken, and Red Thompson Jr. reporting on live election reports on election 2024 in both Jackson County and Vinton County. Stay tuned. We'll be back at 8:30.